Hello, nieces and nephews. This is your Uncle Bill, and welcome to week 47, year 2021. Woohoo! I'm glad to be here, glad to be alive, glad to be this side of the dirt. It's a great day, and I'm glad you're here with me. This is Create Week. Also, 5 crazy things. Yes, 5 crazy things from Uncle Bill's house. What are we going to create this week? Well, I have some ideas. I'm going to go over them after showing you the 5 crazy things. One of the crazy things is the world's, hi Bridget, great to see you here. The world's smallest bug out bag. No, actually, this isn't a bug out bag, but it can hold some stuff in it, some essential stuff. This is a camera cap and lens cap for my Canon EOS 50 M50. Excuse me. Anyways, that's number one. And inside of it, whoops, I forgot to show you, is a small little compass. That's all you need. And you know what the truth is, believe it or not, nieces and nephews, you don't even really need a compass to find true north. You just wake up in the morning, you look to the east, which is where the rising sun comes from. You point at it and you point forward at about a 90-degree angle, depending on where you live. For me, it's a little bit open more than a 90, and you point straight that way for you, and that's true north. Close enough to get you to a highway or to keep you going in the same direction. That is the main problem that people have when they get lost, is they go in circles. That's why one of the things that they tell you when you break down along the side of the road, stay put so the rescue party can find you. All right, so something to carry in your pocket, little camera cap. You can put a few things in here, some safety pins, whatnot, and maybe some thread, something to start a fire, just a few ideas. Number one. Number two, Uncle Bill has some things, well, not some things. I have out in the front a ceramic tiles along the side of the street, which are getting beat up, that have numbers on them. So I was in my favorite store, the Dollar Tree, and I got galvanized numbers, which I might put out front over the tiles and actually put some reflectorized paint on them or tape. Number two. Number three, seeing as it is Create Week, you can never have too many clamps. On a project, you're always clamping something. For $1 over at the Dollar Tree, I managed to rustle up some more clamps today. Three things. What else, Mr. Bale? Coffee. I've already shown you coffee before, but one of the things that I'm going to be talking about later, you need coffee for. Number 4. And number 5, something to cover Uncle Bill's mouth. Duct tape. You can roll it up and have it nice and easy to find. And this is one of the ways to do it. Right here, duct tape. So you can see it's nice and easy, and it does a great job. So all I need is about 3 feet of duct tape right there. And you just fold it up. You put it in your glove box, wherever. Oh, and scissors. Always need scissors. One of Uncle Bill's finds today. And Bridget, this I found when I was returning. Bridget's been cleaning out her room, as are my other 2 girls eventually, because Uncle Bill needs a studio. I have a house. I have kids that are all going to be in their 30s come next fall. So I think it's about time to have Uncle Bill have some space. What do you think out there? Should Uncle Bill have some space? Well, Bridget's been working hard at cleaning out her room. So I was dropping stuff off at the Goodwill today, and I saw this pack. Brand new, nieces and nephews. It is an extreme pack, $89. Uncle Bill got it for under 20. Woo-hoo! Major find. And that was out the door under 20. Then I went over to the Dollar Tree and I spent almost another 20 on supplies, food, those few supplies that I showed you just now. Oh, wait a second. One other thing that you always need is batteries. I got some more batteries today. Hi, Shonda. You know that dip that I made, I found if you add a little bit more lemon juice and a jalapeno pepper and some more onions, it goes great with spaghetti. Plus, this brand, I don't know if you have a Dollar Tree where you live, but our Dollar Tree has So brand, whatever the heck that is, but it is chia noodles. I'm sure you're more than familiar with the chia noodles. I like them. And these are my favorite ones for doing a bug out bag. And the reason why is these ones, for some reason, cook in 3 to 4 minutes, whereas the spaghetti, they want you to cook it 8 to 12 minutes. And that is one of the things that I've been thinking about for doing this week. Uncle Bill went camping. Uncle Bill didn't have a list. Now, number one, that should be number one, is to have a list. You should always have a list. Uncle Bill had not been camping outside of my backyard for over a year. Why? Because cancer, yada, yada, yada. But I finally decided it's time for me to get out and branch out. They had a new campground, which is just south of here. Long story short, I packed everything in the car, or so I thought. I had a month's worth of supply of food for one night. I had tents. I had sleeping bags. I had mattresses, tons of them. What I forget? Utensils. You should have seen me cooking with no utensils. I managed to find one split a plastic spoon, which had a split on the spoon, and that's what I used to eat that oatmeal that I showed in my video. You notice I didn't show any other cooking. It's because Uncle Bill did not have, I didn't have, what did I not have? Jalapeno and onions. Oh, got it. Yes, garlic powder does go in there, and it is just amazing. So cooking without utensils. I actually used a small axe that I'd been given as a gift as a spatula for flipping meat. Unfortunately, I didn't go all vegetarian yet, but I know, Shonda, it would make you happy if Uncle Bill went vegetarian or vegan. But Uncle Bill still eats a little bit of meat from time to time. I am eating healthier. I have a few prepper checklists that Uncle Bill was able to download without giving his address, or maybe I did. I don't remember. If I did, I gave Uncle Bill Dube my Gmail address, and I'm going to check through the prepper checklist, because a prepper in doing preparedness and a bug out bag, they are all very, one, situational, and two, very personal. So for that reason, if I say you have to have it, take that with a grain of salt, because, and actually, when anybody says you have to have something, take it with a grain of salt. Think of it, take it in context, because you might not need it. It might be something that you just happen to carry on you all the time. My mouth was getting dry. Here's another bug out bag checklist. I am working towards getting a bug out bag for my car so that Uncle Bill never goes camping again without at least utensils and a mess kit. And I will have that in my car in case a breakdown, an emergency, I need to go from A to B, zombie apocalypse takes out the whole Southern California while I'm up north somewhere or out to the east, because if I go to the west, I'm swimming. Now, there was another one that this was on Sullivan. I didn't print out the whole thing because this checklist was in the format, which I don't like particularly. Whoa, wait a second. Oh, I confused the camera. Come back, come back. I clicked my heels 3 times and I'm back. Yay! 20-minute warning. Thanks, Bridget. I missed a few other things that are creation-wise. Every year up until 2019, I did yearly calendars. Now, with the yearly calendars, I would do a collage and I would put it on an 18 by 20 frame and swap out. I learned to just do one of those because I actually had 18 years worth of it at one time all over the walls, and I started to get claustrophobic, excuse me. So I took them all down except for one, and then I have that be the current year. I'm a little bit behind. My last year to do it was 2019. I have 2020 and 21 to do. Hard to believe it's going to be 2022. What do you guys think of that? Have a phone call at the moment. Oh, well, Shonda, well, thanks for coming if you're going to be flying out of here, but it was great seeing you. And I should show you the spaghetti that also is at the Dollar Tree, and that dip makes a great sauce for putting over the spaghetti. I actually, when I added the extra onion and the peppers, I didn't even need to add the oil like I had done before. And I processed it all in my food processor last night. It was delicious. I'm going to have to keep a camera in my kitchen more often. Now, this is a glue eraser for rubber cement. Now, I know a lot of you out there are just like me and thinking, why would you pay $1 for one of these? Because they look a lot nicer than what I usually do, which is you pour some of the rubber cement out, you thin it out, and then you rub it up into a ball. You have a nice eraser. Problem being, every year you have to hunt down that eraser. This eraser here will be a lot easier to find. So I have that. And I have one other thing. Because I'm probably going to create an auto bug out bag, today I am also this week, I bought these little gems here. They're little itty bitty glass bottles. I'm going to probably have to bounce a couple of around to see how durable they are. I'm thinking salt, pepper, maybe sugar. Sugar I'll probably put in a plastic bag. I was looking for cube sugar. Bye, Shonda. Cube sugar so that I could have that also in my bug out bag. And I was looking for something else here. Bug out bag. Oh, yeah. I've been working on a new time management tool. Yeah, just what everybody needs, a time management tool. Well, I based that basically off of a drinking game that we had invented many years ago. Do I have enough time to tell this? Yes, I do. Years ago, up at Mont Alto, Drinking age was 18 in New York, but at the time it was 21 in Pennsylvania. Now, pretty much coast to coast, it's 21. What we would do is haul kegs of beer up to not to the top of a mountain, but, on a story, it's up over a cliff on the top of a mountain. When we get up there and we're talking to the guru and whatever. But in reality, we hauled it off of Monte Alto campus so that we aren't a concern to security, and we were off in the woods into the park, which really is nothing more than a forest and way up, probably about 1.5 miles from school. Now that part of the story is real. And we had enough people there for a keg, and we had a quarter keg also. As the temperature got a little cooler and people left, we had about 5 or 8 people left at the party and a full quarter keg of beer. And what are we going to do with this? I mean, you either return it to we were Penn Staters. We had a reputation to uphold. And returning beer to a store because they're not going to give you your money back is a big no-no. Lose our reputation. Here we were with a quarter keg and 8 people. A quarter keg is enough for about 20 people. We had to figure out a way to drink this. First, we tried traditional drinking games. Well, the problem with a traditional drinking game is if you're good at the drinking game, you don't have to drink much. So Uncle Bill came up with a drinking game called Mickey Mouse. And that drinking game incorporated all of the things about drinking games that people like. And I made it so that it was very non-threatening, because some drinking games, you lose 3 times, then you have to chug your drink. So got rid of that problem by the only penalty of losing was you had to take a sip. You were in charge of how much of a sip to take. Problem is, people that were accustomed to other drinking games didn't know that it was just a sip. And in between every penalty where somebody lost, to make it so that everybody drank, we had a team drink. Well, that game was so simple and we had so much fun. We finished the quarter keg, but nobody ever wanted to play Mickey Mouse again. Now, how does that have to do with Uncle Bill's 3x5 time management system? Well, I am incorporating all of the good stuff that I like from all of the time management systems that I have been through over the years. There's the feng shui time management. Why do we call it feng shui? Because you feng shui your house. Obviously, my house isn't feng shui, so I didn't take a whole bunch out of that one. Then you have the Pomodoro technique, where you set a timer for 25 minutes. I will cover that briefly when I do actually decide to put it down and scribe out what there needs to. And then Ben Newman has the prize fighter day, which you have 3 things that you set forth, and this is what you're going to do to have your prize fighter day. One of them is personal, one is service, and one other one is business. 3 different things that you do. I tried that for about a month, and my problem is, if I was to have a prize fighter day, why is it only 3? Well, it makes sense to have only 3, but then I came up with my 3x5 cards, and that's upside down. So you can see there's 3x5 card, and it's just Sunday, and there's the day. And where is today? I don't even know where today is. Where am I? Anyways, it's probably tucked into the here it is. Right here. Here's all the stuff for today. And you just check it off as you get it done. Now, one of the things from the Pomodoro technique, which I am going to also include, is I think it's the active list or something like that. And then you have the Franklin Covey list, which basically says your actions should be in alignment with your governing values. And without knowing what your governing values are, how are you going to be able to do that? Have I missed anybody's 10-minute warning? And I'm probably down to, yes, I am down to 10-minute warning. Anybody got any questions? I mean, do you think I should actually, I might do it just in a video format because that's what we are. It's YouTube video format. I was, oh God, what is it called? I was reading something today about grazing, or I can't remember the name of the term. But basically it's where you just go on everybody's video or their post, and you look at it and you put a like on it, but you don't ever let that person reach out and touch you. There's a specific term to it. And that's kind of a time management thing too, if you ask me. But the 3x5 time management by Uncle Bill, trademark. What was it? Who is that one that used to, the late night host that used to do that? And actually I think it was late night host, but he'd always come up with a saying and then he'd go trademark so that he had his trademark down there. Anyways, Uncle Bill has the 3x5 trademark, which really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you do it 3x5. The important thing with the time management system is you shouldn't be tied in to any one variable. Why should it be 25 minutes on the clock for a Pomodoro and a 5-minute rest period? And then after 4 Pomodoros, you get to have a full 30-minute rest period. I don't know. The Study With Me group, they go for a full 60 minutes, I think, and then have a 15-minute break. That's pretty wild. I do love having, and thanks, Bridget, for answering. I do love time management, though, because if you don't manage your time, then time manages you. In other words, at the end of the day, you're going, now what did I do today? Not only that, at the end of the year, you're going, how come I didn't get this done? I didn't get this done. I didn't get this done. You have to game plan your day, game plan your year, game plan your month, week, month, year, life. It's a lot of fun. And one thing that Uncle Bill has yet to do is game plan his YouTube. All indications point towards 5, yes, count them, 5 channels where we cook, we camp, we create, we critique, and we climb, metaphorical for physical activity. So we should have Uncle Bill's physical activity channel, Uncle Bill's climb channel, Uncle Bill's create channel, Uncle Bill, I got it all out of order right now because it's towards the end of the day and we're getting ready to wind down in another 5 minutes, which sometimes seems to be forever. Anyways, back to camping. Camping was a lot of fun this week. I'm glad I got out. In December, just to let you know, I am going to explore another campground in the San Diego area. San Diego camping is dirt cheap. And by dirt cheap by California standards. Other places, Like, for example, in Arizona, you can just pull off the side of the road in many places and just camp right there. And thank you, Bridget, for the 5-minute warning. Bridget, you got any questions for the week? Seeing as it is Thanksgiving week, Bridget's invited, Brenda's invited, Barbara's invited, all the kids are invited. We're going to have Thanksgiving at Uncle Bill's house. I'm going to be cooking turkey. Oh, speaking of which, I forgot to another crazy thing that I totally forgot about. This is the Topsy Turkey. I've already explained this thing before, and I'm going to explain it again. If you haven't got one of these, Uncle Bill doesn't make a dime off of telling you how good they are. You can cook a chicken on this side and a turkey on this side. Also, my neighbor just recently updated his kitchen. Uncle Bill's going to have a new oven. I'm so excited. I have the original oven that was in my house in 1962 when they built the house. The clock doesn't work anymore, but it's a gas oven, nice oven. But I have a better one that's sitting out in the garage. I'm just waiting to put it in. And the other thing that I have that I was going to share, and I'm sharing it right now with you, last couple, Shonda, I'm sharing it with you, is this is the one time a year where Uncle Bill does not recycle. I confess, because I buy these pans and Thanksgiving should be restful for the cook too. I use this one for cooking the ham, and I use this one for cooking the turkey. After I'm done, I drain them out, crunch them up, and throw them out. I'm sorry, folks, but Uncle Bill isn't always a good boy. Hi, Miss Key. Great to see you in here. We're just about ready to wrap up. Does anybody have any questions? Miss Key, do you have any questions, seeing as I see you right now? And yeah, it is the chat. And you know what? I will go an extra 5 minutes because Uncle Bill works on fives. I was talking about 3x5 cards that I'm using for time management. It's working real well. I've done it for a month now. And I was looking at a different way to do my time management. As you can see, which you can't see actually, but you'll hear in about 20 seconds, is this is my timer, and there's 47 seconds left. I use these things all the time during the day because I do like the Pomodoro technique, and I do go by the 25 minutes and the 5-minute rest time. However, I do not do the recording, and there's quite a few other things that I don't do. Now, I have found that I need to remember where I put things down while I'm broadcasting. Work on that. I get quite a few things on the 3x5 card. I am going to get a master list going on projects of mine. For instance, my new gas oven, which is used, but it's new to me. It has a, what does it have on it? Not a pilot light, but the piezo automatic on control, so that you don't have a pilot light. You just turn it on and it goes. Uncle Bill needs this because my mouth gets dry after about 5 minutes talking. What are you cooking for Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving, I'm cooking just about everything. For my daughter Brenda and her husband Kyle, turkey, ham, stuffing, potatoes, garlic potatoes, probably corn, maybe some peas. And for Bridget doesn't like turkey, so I'm doing chicken and sweet potatoes and okra. Now, not breakfast. The dessert is optional, and it depends if one of the kids bring dessert, then we have dessert. Otherwise, we just eat a lot of the main course, and it's a lot of fun. Yes, Bridget, I know I'm going to go over because Miss Key joined us, and when somebody comes in, even if they come in late, I acknowledge them, and we try to spend some quality time with everybody. And seeing as Miss Key and Shonda, you two should talk to each other. Miss Key has a nice channel and great videos. You ought to check her out, Shonda, and vice versa, because that's the way YouTube is. Channels helping other channels. And anyone watching this broadcast, check out Shonda's Real Food and Drinks, and also check out Miss Key's Kitchen, because they both have fantastic videos. And check out my kitchen too, because every once in a while, actually every 5 weeks, I do a cooking video. And my cooking video last time was a dip, and it was a spinach and tofu dip. It's delicious. I made it again yesterday, and I confirmed a suspicion that I had because I had tried it as a, you can actually use it as a pasta sauce, because the spinach and the onion and the garlic and all the extra spices and the tofu, it mixes in really well with spaghetti. And I've been doing if you have access to the Dollar Tree or any of these chickpea noodles, I've been trying them out. They're great. I don't know how this one works the way it does, because these little shells, you would think that they would take the same amount of time to cook as a strand of spaghetti, but the spaghetti chickpea, you're supposed to cook for like no, I think it's more than that. I think it was close to 8 to 10 minutes, whereas these are 3 to 4 minutes once you get them in a boil. And I did an experiment today, speaking of cooking. I took these, and because I plan to use these in a bug out bag, I did the way I would do it in a bug out scenario. Now, what a lot of people don't realize is when you drain any pasta, you are draining off a lot of nutrition. I cooked these today for my lunch, and I probably cooked them into mush, but they were tasty. I cooked with some cheese along with these and along with my spinach tofu dip, mushed it all together. I did not drain the noodles. What I did was I used 1 cup of water, a little more than a half a cup of noodles, and I cooked it until there was no more water left. And it worked. It was very tasty. Okay, sure. I'm going to try to determine how to keep contributing so it doesn't overwhelm me. Yes, that is, Shonda, I think the easiest way to do that is to get a camera that's very easy. As a matter of fact, I got this one over at the Goodwill not too long ago, and it was so easy to use this thing, although I haven't used it on a YouTube video, and I don't know if I would, but it does have good sound. I don't mind using a vintage piece of gear. Another thing that you can do, Shonda, to make it easier and less resistant is to set up some permanent, seeing as you do Shonda's Real Food and Drinks, have something permanent set up in your kitchen. I have not two camera mounts. I have 1 camera mount that's permanent, and I have 2 lighting mounts that are permanent. Another thing that you can do is change the lights in your house to, oh God, what is it? I think it's 5,000, I want to say angstrom, whatever, but the wavelength is 5,000, which is daylight, so that you have a daylight lighting all the time. You don't have to worry as much about lights. If you notice some of my recent videos, I haven't even pulled in regular lights. Any last minute questions? Be right over after the live. Okay. Is there something going on after the live, Shonda? I'm going to check out your channel again too. But Shonda, and also you have my email, Shonda. Feel free to email me or even talk on the phone. I mean, I think that we need to help each other, and it needs to be less of a commercial effort. I know a lot of people are selling on YouTube, and I think, especially for me too, it is inundating to think about. Well, not only do I have to worry about making a product, but I also have to worry about, oh, buy this stainless steel cup. I endorse it. Well, I don't feel totally comfortable doing that, even though Uncle Bill is an Amazon reviewer, and I do a lot of reviewing on Amazon. All right. I have one that's set up, but it's not near the stove. Just too many cooks in the kitchen. You know what you can do is, do you have a magic arm? And do you have anything? You know what, Shonda, send me a picture of your kitchen. I'll do the same thing I did for Andrew. Although I don't think Andrew followed it, but I don't blame him. I just because in other words, I don't carry any weight to it, but I can look at a picture and pretty much figure out a way that you can get an overhead rig into your kitchen. And I'm going to show you guys one more thing that you can do with your kitchen. I'm going to be right back. Give me a half second, and then we'll close out. Yep. Well, you can hardly see it. Well, let me pull it out of here. I'm not sure if Glide Gear still has this, but I was very impressed with this. This is my overhead rig. This is just 2 sections out of the pole that comes with it. They actually have it bungeed together, so I took the bungee cord out. This is a 4-foot section that I use for overhead shooting. Nice heavy camera mount. This part here is just a quick release plate. It makes it a lot easier for me to actually do overhead shooting in my house. The other thing that I did just recently is I got a backpack. I also have a more sturdy thing, but I think this will fit my sections just about right into the backpack. Just one idea of how to get overhead shot on food. Another thing about shooting food is it's nice to have a sacrifice camera. In other words, one that if it gets dropped into a bucket of spaghetti, you're not going to cry. If I would not shoot overhead shot until maybe I have a few thousand subscribers using my M50 camera, but I wouldn't hesitate to do it with my Canon SD 780 cameras, which are great little cameras for doing HD. Anybody have any other questions? Oh, health. Yes. Well, Shonda, I wish you the best with health. One thing that I have found really helped me, I drink a lot of water. And the other thing is to get on a set schedule. And I hope your family is supportive of it, because what was I think it was Sean was Pat Flynn's friend, the one that had the sleep book. Oh, it's not even in focus. Good. Nice blurry background. I planned it that way. Anyways, the book on sleep is a good book, but basically getting yourself on a circadian rhythm where you're going to bed before 9 o'clock at night, if possible, would help a lot in making sure you get the 8 hours of sleep. And if you aren't, you might think about getting a sleep study if you have trouble sleeping, or even if you're just like for me, I have, you can ask my kids, you can ask anybody that knows me. I have never had trouble falling asleep. And I needed a CPAP because I snored like crazy. And I didn't realize what a difference a CPAP makes on your health, but it does. Big one. Anybody else? Yeah, you are right. It's real schedule, except that I go too late. My husband doesn't get home till 9 p.m. Oh, UPS, that's a little tough. Yeah, I don't know how. I don't have a magic answer for that. I don't think anybody does. All I can say is you and your husband will figure out something, and I hope it works for the both of you. And on that note, everybody have a happy and fun Thanksgiving with their family. I love you all. And you know what? Seeing as it's the holiday, what the heck? I'll stay around for another 15 minutes for you guys because, oh, wait a second. Did Miss Key just drop in? Okay. Well, Shonda, how much longer do you want to stay in chat? I can go for another 15 if you'd like. Oh, there you are, Miss Key. Okay. Well, since everybody's still here, this is, one of and it's not a very heavy rig. And it's not even that expensive, really. I paid $135 for it, reconditioned. Not even, well, yeah, they call it used. Glide Gear has excellent product support too, because it arrived and it was so funny. It was a typical thing where somebody was in a real big rush because inside of the thing, if you notice on the video when I did my video of the Glide Gear, there actually was a knob that had duct tape over it that had written right on the knob, bad. Sure enough, it was bad, but they replaced it within a week. I had no trouble with that. Got another phone call now? Okay. Well, anyways, everybody, I love you all. Have a fantastic holidays and get your friends to subscribe. Uncle Bill needs to be to 500 so that we can have a discussion and have they took away the old community tab that we used to have for everybody. And now you have well, it wasn't called a community tab for those under 500, but I think 500 is the number. Love you all. Have a great day. Bye-bye and happy holidays.